My name is Maya Richardson, and I'm 26 years old, and I came home from a double shift at the hospital, scrubs still smelling like antiseptic and exhaustion, and found a note on my pillow, cream-colored paper, my mother's perfect cursive, the kind she uses for thank you cards and condolences. It said, "You don't belong here anymore. We need the room. Your brother's fiancé is moving in next month. Please make arrangements." No signature, no apology, just instructions delivered like a grocery list. I sat on the edge of the bed I'd slept in since I was 7, the same bed where I studied for my SATs, where I cried after Grandpa's funeral, where I practiced my first suture on an orange because I couldn't afford the medical school workshop fee. And if you've ever felt invisible in your own family, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from because you need to hear what happened next. The note was still in my hand when my phone buzzed. Mom texted, "Did you see the note? Don't make this difficult. Ashley needs space. You're always working anyway." I stared at the message until the screen went dark. Ashley, my younger brother Tyler's fiancé, 22, fresh out of some fashion merchandising program, never worked a day in her life. She needed space. In my room? In my house? No, not my house. That's the thing I kept forgetting. When Dad died 3 years ago, he left the house to Mom. I was in final year of med school, drowning in loans and clinical rotations. Tyler was 20, doing a business degree. He never finished, but somehow he was the one who understood property matters. He sat in the lawyer's office in downtown Portland. I wasn't even told about the meeting. The will was simple. Everything to Mom, manageable, she said, because Tyler would help her. I was never part of the conversation. I paid rent, though, not officially, but in every other way. Groceries from Whole Foods, utility bills, the high-speed internet Tyler used to stream NBA games at 3 a.m., Mom's blood pressure medication from CVS, the car insurance for a Honda Accord I wasn't allowed to drive. When I brought it up once, Mom said, "You're a doctor now. You can manage. Tyler is still finding himself." Tyler was still finding himself in $200 Nike sneakers and Sunday brunches in the Pearl District. I didn't cry that night. I think I'd run out of tears somewhere between my 3rd year of medical school and the time Mom borrowed $3,000 from me for Tyler's birthday party at some upscale restaurant. She never paid it back. When I asked, she said, "You're really going to ask your own mother for money?" I learned to stop asking. But this note wasn't a request. It was an eviction, polite, written in beautiful handwriting, but an eviction nonetheless. I called my best friend Rachel, and she said immediately, "Pack your things, you're moving in with me. I have space in my apartment in Beaverton." I said, "I can't just leave." And her voice cracked. "Maya, they left you a note on your pillow like you're a tenant who didn't pay rent." She was right. I started packing that night, slowly, one box at a time, my books, my clothes, my stethoscope with Grandpa's initials I'd engraved on it after he died, the thank you cards from patients I'd kept in a shoebox, my degree from OHSU, framed that no one ever hung on the wall. Mom came in once, saw the boxes and said, "Good, you're being mature about this." I didn't answer. Tyler poked his head in, later grinning. "Ashley's really excited about the room. She's thinking of repainting. Maybe blush pink?" I said, "Cool," flatly. He didn't even notice. I moved out on a Tuesday. Rachel helped. We made 3 trips in her Subaru. The house felt bigger without my things. Emptier. Like it had been waiting for me to leave all along. Mom didn't say goodbye. She was at her book club at Powell's. Tyler was in the living room on a Zoom call that sounded more like gossip. He waved as I left. That was it. 26 years reduced to a wave. Rachel's apartment was small but clean. Sunlight came in through the balcony overlooking Mount Hood. There were plants, the kind of piece I didn't know I was missing. The first week I kept expecting someone to text, to ask if I was okay, to say they missed me. Nothing. The family group chat was active, though, planning Tyler and Ashley's engagement party, discussing caterers from Food Network favorites, decorators, guest lists. My name appeared once. Mom wrote, "Maya, can you cover the photography? Around $4,000, you know we're tight this month." I stared at the message for a long time, then I left the group. 30 seconds later, Mom called, Why did you leave the chat? I said, I'm not paying for the photography, Mom. Silence then. You've really changed. This isn't how we raised you, I said quietly. You raised me to give everything and expect nothing. I'm just done pretending that's love. She hung up. 2 months passed. I worked. I slept. I started therapy. My therapist, Dr. Stevens, asked me a question in our 4th session that broke something open inside me. Maya, when was the last time you felt like you mattered to them? I couldn't answer. He waited. Finally, I said, I don't think I ever did. I think I was just useful. He nodded. And now that you're not available to be used? I whispered, I don't exist. Saying it out loud felt like letting go of a weight I didn't know I was carrying. The engagement party happened without me. I saw the pictures on Instagram. Ashley in my old room posing in front of the mirror I used to practice my presentations in. The walls were blush pink. Tyler posted a picture with Mom. Caption, My everything, the strongest woman I know. I didn't react. I didn't comment. I just kept scrolling. But Rachel saw it. That's your room, I said. Not anymore, she asked. Doesn't it bother you? I thought about it. It did. Now it just feels like proof. Proof of what? That I was never really theirs. I was just convenient. 3 months after I moved out, I got a message from a cousin. Jessica wrote, Heard you moved out. Everyone's saying you abandoned the family. Is that true? I didn't reply immediately. I sat with it, turned it over, tasted the bitterness. Then I typed, I didn't abandon anyone. I stopped letting them abandon me. She left me on read. 6 months later, I ran into Mom at a Walgreens. She was picking up her medication, the one I used to refill for her. She saw me, and for a moment something flickered in her eyes. Maybe guilt, maybe recognition. Maya? Mom. Silence. Then she said, You look well. I am. You should come home for dinner sometime. I smiled, a small, sad smile. That's not my home anymore, Mom? You made that clear? Her face tightened. You're being dramatic. No, I said gently. I'm being honest. I paid for my things and left. A year after the note, I got an invitation, heavy cardstock, gold embossing from Minted. You are cordially invited to the wedding of Tyler Richardson and Ashley Monroe. My name was printed at the bottom. No personal message. Just my name like I was another guest. I didn't RSVP. 2 weeks before the wedding, Mom called, You're coming, right? No. Maya, he's your brother. And I'm his sister. But that didn't matter when you gave away my room, or when he let Ashley repaint it, or when none of you checked on me for 6 months. You're being unfair. I'm being fair to myself, finally. I hung up. I didn't go to the wedding. Instead, I went hiking with Rachel. We drove to Crater Lake, stayed in a small cabin, drank coffee by a fireplace. My phone buzzed the whole day. Messages from relatives I hadn't heard from in years. You're breaking your mother's heart. Family is everything. You'll regret this. I turned my phone off. That night, under a sky full of stars, Rachel asked, Do you regret it? I thought about the note, the room, the silence. No, I said. I regret not leaving sooner. 2 years later, I'm still in therapy, still living with Rachel, though we're looking for a bigger place in Northwest Portland. Still working at the hospital, still building a life that doesn't need their approval. Mom texts sometimes. Surface-level things. How are you? Tyler and Ashley are expecting. You'll be an aunt. I reply politely, briefly. I don't hate them. I just don't need them anymore. The note is still in my wallet. I don't know why I kept it, maybe as a reminder. You don't belong here anymore. She was right. I belonged somewhere better. Somewhere I chose. Somewhere I was wanted, not just useful. I built that place myself, and I'm never giving it up.